Well, howdy. Welcome here to the Double M Farm. As you can see, I am finally back on the pond job. Been a while, been a long while. It took some doing to get all my other things done. Between moving up here to the farm out of the city and getting the new house set up and helping my wife take care of her mom, it's been a lot going on, but we're finally back at it, doing something other than unboxing reviews, which I find boring, but it was really all I had. So those of you who are new, if you've never seen our pond project, we dug this entire pond with the Harbor Freight trencher. They said it couldn't be done, but we've done it. It's about a 1/4 acre pond. See if I can do this without falling in. It averages about 6 foot deep, and it was full of water till it sprung a leak right at the base of the spillway. And it's my fault. When I dug that dam, when I built that dam and this dam, I dug a core. If you know anything about pond building, you dig a core, which is basically a ditch, way down as deep as you can, and then you backfill it, and that's at the center of the dam. And it breaks up any cracks, crevices, roots, rocks that may be in that area for water to leak through. Well, my problem was, excuse me, Dumpy. My problem was when I did the spillway, I did the dam correctly. I've got a core. You can maybe see a little bit of it right there where I'm digging back into it. I've got the core in there, and I've got a core in here that I came back and did. But when I built the spillway, I filled it in with bags of concrete and just let it harden. And it worked great, except that I didn't go deep enough. So I built the spillway on top of silt. And over time it settled, and you can see where some of them have just collapsed and have big gaps. So now the water is going underneath. So what I'm doing here, I've got it muddy, got it all stirred up. I'm digging down deep right here, basically digging a core to tie that dam and this dam together. And now I'm digging out shallow edges of the pond and using that good clay and stockpiling it here to come back and fill this in. And instead of going with that, I'm going to go with a piece of pipe, you can see laying over there. So I'm going to come here and start filling this in. I'm going to plug that leak so it'll hold temporarily where it's going under, plug it to stop the water flow, and then start filling this in and packing it up to, I haven't decided yet on the height. I'm going to remove, I'm basically going to fill in from here all the way over to here, just build it just like the width of that. And at some point as I get up, I'm going to lay the pipe in so that as the water rises, it'll hit the pipe and run through. And then I'll continue building and packing around and up the pipe and on up till I get it up to the height of this, and continue packing. And then I'm going to go in and remove these, probably put the thumb on the trencher and remove these and just throw them over. I'm thinking maybe throw them over on the backside so that the water going through the pipe will hit those bags of concrete, blocks of concrete, and not erode out and make a deep hole there, which could undermine the dam. So that's the project. That's what we're doing. And that's why we have a big hole with just a little bit of water in the bottom of it. The spring is constantly running. And again, for those who are new to the channel and never saw this project from its start, what you're looking at right here, this big open area with this big hole in the ground, this big mud hole, looked like that about 2 years ago. And I logged it, if you want to call it that. I came in and cut it all, and then just started digging. And I've got a series of videos showing it in progress if you care to go back and look. And I had been promising that I would get back down here and redo the spillway. So while there was no water, I'm taking advantage of that fact to stockpile enough clay. I'm loading it in Dumpy and just dumping it over here out of the way, so because I've got to obviously have room to get into there to work. And then I think what I'm going to do is put the scoop pan on the back of the tractor to make it fast work. Once I get that dug like I want it, I'm going to put the scoop pan on the tractor and start scooping and backing up and dumping. Dump several loads, then I'll crawl the excavator back up in here and use the bucket to pack down in there and build it up. So that's the plan. Hopefully it'll work. And you can see all the different types of soil. We've got red clay. Then we've got this lighter clay here that's got a bunch of trash in it. This pile was the first pile dug, and I'm going to save that for the top since it's got so much trash in it. Use this cleaner clay with this stuff. I still don't know what to call it. It's like Play-Doh. It's the consistency of Play-Doh. And when it hardens, it's as good as concrete and no water gets through it. There's a ton of it right here. And that's what I'll be using in the bottom, especially at that core. That's what I'll be using to seal off that dam and then build it on up with the red clay. And then later we're going to come in and underbrush this. I'm not going to cut all the trees, cut the little stuff, because the creek from the spillway runs through here. I'll show you what I've been doing that I didn't put on camera because I figured it'd be boring, which this whole thing's probably boring. I don't know why people watch, but I'm glad you do. But I come here, this creek coming from the spillway, it's spring fed, and you see how fast it's running. That's spring fed, constantly runs 24 hours a day. My wife says, geez, I think it would run out of water one day. It's coming up out of the ground, way up the hill. But it was running, and when it got right here, it just spread out. This whole area here stayed underwater. And you can see how much stuff I've cut. I came in here with the trencher and dug over here into a ditch. This is a ditch I'd put in years ago. And but the water of the ditch, I had it running straight this way, and the creek had bypassed the ditch and was just running out through here. So I ran the creek back into the ditch and made sure to dig it deep enough that it would no longer get up in here. So now I've basically got more pasture land and open right here, and I've got a road built now that I can drive Dumpy, the little Japanese mini truck, all the way around the perimeter of the farm to check the fence. So that's good. I've got a bridge down there crossing the ditch. And we've got this waterfall. So our plans now, once I get the pond filled back up, I'll be cleaning this up, and my wife wants it to kind of be like a park. Put some benches out there. Maybe it might even put a picnic table out there somewhere along the creek. And just have a nice place to relax on a hot July or August day. It's always cooler down here on the creek under these trees. So that's what we're doing. I'm not going to make this any longer. Yeah, there's so many videos of the Harbor Freight trencher digging. I mean, gee whiz, I don't know about you, but as much as I love them, I don't want to sit there all day just watching it dig. If you've seen one dig, you've seen one dig. She's definitely lifting some heavy, wet muck. That stuff weighs a ton. The little Sun F tires are holding up pretty good to the weight. All of that over there I dug out and had to drive across another bridge up there, and I held my breath. It was a pretty high pucker factor driving this truck weighted down with all that clay over that little wooden bridge. But she held up. So we're just stockpiling more clay, and then I'll try to do a video. Maybe I can set the camera up over there on that side of the dam and get a video of actually building the new spillway here and tearing out the old one. Hopefully that'll be coming up next. And then when I finish this, I've got what I think could be an interesting video that I've never seen anyone do on the trencher. This thing is now, I think, 7 years old, and I've kept a couple of secrets about it that I'm not going to reveal right now, about things I've done that I wouldn't recommend you do, but I've done them on purpose to test, to see just how well things hold up and how well it'll work. And you've heard me say before, I'm very proud of the fact that I've really never broken anything on this. Lost a tooth and found it. Lost a tooth right here digging. Found it with a metal detector and put it back on the bucket. But I'm going to do a video once all this is done. I'm going to take it back up to the shop and do a maintenance video. This thing has never been fully maintenance from one end to the other in 7 years. and I am going to tear it down. Take the bucket off, take the dipper off, take the boom off, pull all the pins. The ones that need to be replaced, I'll replace. I've got some. I'm going to order some more from Harbor Freight. Hopefully they're still in stock. And just basically tear it down, check wear and tear, and try to do it all on camera, at least the parts that I don't feel like are too boring. So that video will be coming up hopefully within the next month as I finish these projects down here and can maybe get it ready. This is the end of February, so it's more than highly due before I get into some heavy summer work with it. So we're going to tear her apart. We're going to pull all the pins, check them for wear, replace the ones that look like they need to be replaced, and just see how she's held up after 7 years of hard labor. And I think that may be an interesting video. So that's what's happening now and what's going to be happening. So I'm just about to fall in the pond. So I appreciate you visiting us here on the Double M Farm, and hope you'll come back, and look forward to seeing you again.